Everyday people with no design degree are making $6,000 a month decorating rooms they've never stepped foot in. They do it fully remote, and it only takes them about 5 to 6 hours a week. I know that sounds crazy, but I went from being miserable in my accounting job to building a thriving design business that's been featured in Forbes, Elle, and GQ. And the thing is, I never stepped foot in design school. So I know this is real, and in this video, I'll transparently show you how that is even possible so that you can do just the same. I'm going to break down exactly what this is, how regular people with zero experience are making serious money from it, and why right now might be the perfect time to pay attention to this. So let's paint this. What in the interior design world is e-design? In very simple terms, e-design is basically interior design that happens virtually instead of meeting clients at their homes, which, let's be honest, can be awkward and time-consuming. You work with them completely online. Think of it like this. You know how you could order groceries online and never set foot in the store? E-design is the same concept, but for interior design. Your clients send your photos of their space, you create a gorgeous design plan using technology, and they get everything they need to transform their room. What I mean is, instead of driving across town for a 2-hour consultation that might not even lead to anything, you're working with people who already know they want help. They send you measurements, photos, maybe a quick tour of their space, and then you create what's called a design package. This usually includes a floor plan, mood board, basically a pretty collage that shows the vibe, a beautiful rendering of how the space will look, a shopping list with links to everything they need, and instructions on how to put it all together. It's like meal prep, but for design projects. You do the planning, they do the implementation. And here's where it gets really interesting. People are paying anywhere from $500 to $2,000 per room for these packages. Some people I've helped in the academy are even charging more for larger spaces. The math actually works out to some pretty incredible hourly rates when you get efficient at this. And the best part is you get to do what you love passionately with the freedom to use your time how you want it. Now, can we be honest for a second about the money? Because when you run the numbers on this, it's actually kind of wild. So let's say you charge $700 for a living room design, which is totally reasonable for this market. Most of these projects take you maybe 6 to 8 hours total once you get the hang of it. That's like $87 to $116 an hour. Compare that to my old accounting job where I was making maybe $25 an hour to stare at spreadsheets all day, feeling my soul slowly leave my body. If you want a video on how to conduct a full design project from start to finish with e-design, let me know in the comments and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss it. Actually, I think I'd already planned to do that one, so again, make sure that you're subscribed. Now, okay. Here's where it gets really interesting. You are not limited to doing just one room at a time. For example, Emma here from our Interior Academy landed her first client 2 weeks after launching and immediately got referred to 3 more projects. Jenny made $1,800 in 1 week working part-time around her kids' schedule. And James? He went from being an IT manager to making $8K a month as a designer. Which brings me to something important. These aren't people with fancy degrees or connections. Olivia was a teacher, making maybe $3K a month, stressed out of her mind. Now, she's consistently hitting $3 to $6K a month just working part-time on e-design projects. Sophia is a mom of 3 with no formal education, working from her kitchen table, pulling in over $3K a month. The thing is, and I'm getting ahead of myself here, this isn't just some get-rich-quick thing. But when you figure out the system, the income can be pretty predictable. Actually, now that I'm saying this out loud, Let me explain why this works so well for people starting out. Okay, so here's why e-design is perfect if you're just starting out, and this is coming from someone who literally had zero experience when I began. First off, diplomas don't design rooms. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. Your clients just don't care if you went to some fancy design school. They care if you can help them create a space they absolutely love. What I mean is, when someone hires you for e-design, they're not asking to see your degree. They're looking at your portfolio, which, by the way, you can start building immediately, even if it's just redesigning your own bedroom or helping a friend. And here's the beautiful part: no in-person meetings. I used to get Sunday night dread about Monday morning meetings. With e-design, you can work in your pajamas if you want. You're not driving across town, dealing with traffic, trying to look professional, while secretly wondering if you actually know what you're doing. Talking from experience here. The startup costs are basically nothing compared to traditional design businesses. You don't need an office, fancy business cards, or a showroom. You need a computer, maybe some design software, and honestly, there are free options to start. And your good old designer brain. Oh, and I think I should explain first. The technology piece used to be this huge barrier. Like, I remember trying to use design software for the first time and wanting to throw my laptop out the window. But now, the tools are so much easier. Plus, you can work around whatever schedule you have. Sophia is working around 3 kids' nap times. Olivia started while teaching and just doing projects on the weekend. You already have the eye. You know that feeling when you walk into someone's house and immediately start mentally rearranging everything? That's literally what designers do. With e-design, you get the power to do it from anywhere. I genuinely feel like I'm in a lucky place in life because I get to witness how this opportunity is changing the lives of so many passionate, aspiring designers from everywhere and all walks of life. Like Alexander. He's 55, got laid off from his corporate job, and honestly thought it was too late to start over. Now, he's sending me screenshots of 2,500-pound paychecks from design projects at 55. And Amanda? She kept telling herself she wasn't creative enough and that she was too old to change careers. Now, she's on track for $5,000 a month and telling me things like, I can't believe this is my life now. The thing is, these people aren't special. I mean, they're amazing, but they don't have some magical design gene. They just figured out the system. I don't know how to explain it, but there's something different about these success stories compared to traditional design businesses. People aren't spending years trying to build up their client base or networking at boring industry events. Which brings me to, how do you actually get started with this? Because I know some of you are probably thinking, okay, Amelia, this sounds great, but where do I even begin? I get it. I was there too, staring at my laptop at 2 a.m. Googling how to become an interior designer and getting completely overwhelmed by all the advice and stuff. So, let me break this down into bite-sized pieces because honestly, it's simpler than you think. First thing, start looking at spaces differently. You know how you already mentally rearrange every room you walk into? Well, start paying attention to that. Take photos of rooms you love, even if it's just a coffee shop or a friend's living room. It's all about training your eye repeatedly. And if you're watching this, my bet is that you're already doing this without asking. Next, pick one room in your house, maybe your bedroom or living room, and redesign it. Create a mood board, even if you use free Pinterest boards to start. Figure out what you'd change, what furniture you'd add, what colors work together. This isn't just practice. This could literally be your first portfolio piece. Then, and this is important, start learning the basics. There are tons of free resources out there. color theory, space planning, all of that foundational stuff. You don't need to become an expert overnight, but understanding the fundamentals makes everything else click. Does that make sense? You're basically building your skills while building your portfolio at the same time. Now, here's where most people get stuck. They think they need to know everything before they can help anyone. But honestly, you just need to know more than the person that you're helping. And speaking of getting unstuck, I actually put together this whole system because I got tired of watching people struggle through the same trial and error process that I went through. You see, there is a massive $30 billion opportunity right now with e-design, and I want every passionate person to be able to get a share of the pie. The pandemic basically forced the entire design industry to go virtual overnight. Suddenly, people were stuck at home, staring at their spaces, realizing they desperately wanted to change things, but couldn't have designers come over. E-design went from being this niche thing to absolutely exploding. And the thing is, it's not slowing down. People realize they actually prefer this method. It's faster, more affordable, and honestly, less awkward than having a stranger judge their current furniture choices. What's crazy to me is that while this massive opportunity opened up, most people still don't know it exists. They're still thinking interior design means expensive school, fancy offices, and meeting clients in person. Which means right now you're basically looking at this wide open door that most people haven't even noticed yet. So listen, a few years ago, I was sitting in that accounting job feeling like my creativity was slowly dying in that fluorescent lit cubicle. I had no idea that people could make real money helping people create beautiful homes, all from their own dining room table. You already rearrange every room you walk into in your head, right? That's the thing. That's what designers do. You're already doing it. If you want to see more about how regular people are turning their design passion into an actual income, make sure you subscribe. I share a lot more behind the scenes stuff about this industry and honestly, the opportunities that are out there right now. And hey, if you're seriously curious about what it would look like to get started with this, I actually made a video on how to start an interior design business with no degree, no prior experience, and no connections. I'll leave you the link in the description for you to watch in full. Inside, I map out exactly how I'd turn my interior design passion into something real that pays the bills and actually gives me freedom and abundance. No pressure, just if you're thinking about it, might as well get a clear roadmap, you know? So go ahead and watch that video. Permission is overrated. Your dream life is waiting. I can't wait to see what you'll create. I'll see you on the next one.